Welcome to this court hearing of Bush v. Gore. Shall we get this started, gentlemen? Question to you, Mr. Bush. What do you think about the current state of where you are at? Not being the most popular in the state of Florida, but edging out Gore for the electoral votes.
Well, I'm feeling particularly well about the current state that I'm in. Well, going down to Florida makes me feel particularly well because I've always had a place in my heart for the southern states.
Well, I believe that after the recount of the Florida votes, I believe that I will be ahead of Mr. Bush here.
Oh, shut up.
Well, as I was saying,
You're an idiot.
I personally think that our votes would be a lot more secure if we were to keep them in this said locked box.
Mr. Gore, I did not understand a word you just said. What is this so-called lockbox?
Well, it's a box, and you would secure the votes inside, so that way you could just recount them later, and they would be locked, and you'd hide away the key so that people could not get into said box.
Mr. Gore, why do you often refer to Bush's tax plan as a scheme?
Well, you see, sir, my plan and Mr. Bush's plan are quite different. In Mr. Bush's tax relief plan, he has 1% of the wealthy economy receiving 50% of tax relief cuts. In my plan, instead of making risky tax cuts on the wealthy, I would take this tax surplus and I would put it into a locked box.
What the hell are you talking about? This lockbox nonsense.
Gentlemen, Bush, let Gore speak. Mr. Bush, this question is pointed to you. How do you feel that the presidency is in the hands of the Supreme Court?
Well, seeing that how circumstances are right now, I don't think there is time to make a recount.
Make time for a damn recount.
Now, Mr. Gore, now it is your turn. How do you feel that this presidency is up in the hands of the Supreme Court?
I believe that the Supreme Court is not doing this case justice because they are not following certain regulations and enforcing the states of Florida to follow their rules when recounting.
You couldn't tell blue from red.
Mr. Gore, do you think that the state of Florida should
This
be...
locked box you see would have 2 locks on it.
Let me finish the question, Mr. Gore. Do you think that the state of Florida should be handling this case over the Supreme Court?
I believe that Florida should be the one handling it because Florida, this all comes down to, you see, the Florida choice. So I do not see why the Supreme Court should have it in their hands to make the decision that the Florida...
Mr. Bush, do you think that the state of Florida should be handling this over the Supreme Court in this case?
Don't mess with Texas. Pass.
Bush, this is a very important question. I would like to ask you it again, if you don't mind answering it seriously.
Yeah, well, I feel, that it's in the current state that it is, and, I think it's in their hands. It's good hands, right? It's like that one song, Allstate, you're in good hands.
Mr. Gore, how did you use the 14th Amendment against the Supreme Court?
Well, I believe the 14th Amendment is satisfying the voters' thoughts and needs as of right now. I believe right now the Supreme Court is using the 14th Amendment against the voters, making it so that the Florida cannot do a proper recount.
Men, this debate is coming to a conclusion. Is there any final words you'd like to say to each other?
Well, I believe that Florida needs to recount their ballots, and the Supreme Court needs to stay out of this case, and this case should lie in the hands of the Florida government and recounting their votes instead of the Supreme Court favoring for Mr. Bush winning the presidency.
Well, I think it's unconstitutional to do a recount, so I like that it's in the hands of the Supreme Court. Like a wise man once said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't fool me twice. Can't fool me twice now.
Hello? Yes? All right, I'll tell him.
Wow, what was that about, sir?
Gentlemen, I got a call, and congratulations, Bush. You just won the presidency. They said they will not recount the votes in Florida.
That's the way it should be.